where you can control what goes in. You create a collection, community, and you get to accept or reject whatever goes into it. So everybody can upload to your community, but you get to press the accept or reject button. Also, whatever is in your collection, you can actually harvest. So if you have an institutional repository, or if you have an institutional repository, you can harvest all the content from ZENODO and put it in your own repository. Or if you just want the metadata and let us store your data, that's also a possibility. So one use case we have is the Harvard Center for Astronomy library. They want to deposit gray literature in ZENODO and have the NASA astrophysics data system to then harvest the gray literature. And since NASA ADS know that it's who the curator is of this collection, they can trust to say, okay, we harvest everything here. For you, as librarians, you can create your own data repository in a matter of nearly less than a minute. We provide the service for you to do it. Naturally, there are some restrictions in the way ZENODO works, but it's a very low entry requirement for you to get started with data management. For publishers, you can create a community for a journal to store data related to your articles. If you're an EU project, you can store your presentation, deliverables, so forth. If you're a workshop, you can deposit your posters and presentations and all that. And you get a DOI, and we take care of the preservation. As mentioned, it's very easy to create a community. You just have to sign up, press the new button, fill a title and a description, and you're off. So, under the hood of ZENODO is a piece of software called Envinio that we developed at CERN. It's running the CERN document server, the Inspire HEP repository, and NASA ADS, Archive, and others are in the process of migrating to this repository. It's been battle tested in events like the Higgs boson and have very fine-grained access control, access level. ZENODO is also running in the CERN data center. At the current levels, it is really negligible compared to some of our other computing requirements, and it's going to have to get a lot of attention before it starts not being reliable. So, what about sustainability? So we just launched the 8th of May, and you might have doubts about if we're going to survive more than May 31st, 2014, when OpenAIRE Plus ends. So I won't go too much into details about funding right now. There's other people in OpenAIRE Plus that works on that. However, what we do, and what I think is important for you today, is that we do guarantee that whatever goes into ZENODO will be preserved. So and really worst case, if ZENODO at some point has to close down, we will transfer all data to other repositories and make sure that it's preserved for the future. So some of the next steps that we're working on here in the near future is that we'll add other features like authentication via OpenAIRE or your Twitter account or ORCID and things like that. We'll make it easier to edit your depositions. Also, we'll add possibilities to have sub-collections in your communities. I know that would be very welcome for librarians. But I think most of all, we want you to give us feedback, try to use it, and give us feedback for what kind of features you actually need, where's the areas where we are not so strong yet, and help shape the future of ZENODO. Thank you very much.